We got this great before and after of a patient that has very, very crowded teeth. I love to see the results of this, and so we're going to walk through this. I'm going to periodically stop it so we can explain a few things. So actually I'm going to stop it right now. Now you can see the braces are on there, right? The braces look like they're all over the place, but that's because the teeth are all over the place. So if you started braces and you feel like, oh my gosh, my braces aren't on correctly, they probably are. It's just because your teeth are not straight. So you're going to see the progression of this here in a second. But there's these springs. You can see one right in the middle, right between those kind of two front teeth. We use this all the time. This is called an open coil spring, and it's going to open up some space for the teeth that are behind, right? The teeth that are behind are not moving yet. There's no braces. Well, there's braces on one of them, but the wire is not attached yet. So those teeth are not moving. If the wire is not attached to the tooth, it is not moving. And so now there's these little springs that are springing open some space. So I'll start it again. And you can see over time that's going to open, and open more space, and it's going to look great. So you can see these springs actually getting bigger and bigger. Those teeth that were behind there still haven't moved. They're still doing their same thing. Those other teeth that have the springs on them may be coming forward a bit, but those teeth that are behind have not come forward yet. And there you go. Now you got one tooth that is attached to that wire, and it's going to start coming forward really quickly, and it's going to look nice and pretty. There's still that other open coil spring there in between those two front teeth, and they're going to actually open up a lot of space. I'm going to pause this again. They open up a lot of space, and we open up a lot of space here too, because when you bring those teeth that are behind, when you bring them forward, the other teeth will tend to collapse into that area. So that's why we open up so much space. Now we have patients coming in and they're like, oh my gosh, I think there's enough space to start bringing this tooth forward, because it's like just enough space. But we actually need to open up quite a bit more so that when you bring the tooth forward and those other teeth collapse in, we're still all good. So that's why this looks like so much space, and this is exactly what we would do. So let's keep it going. So the tooth is attached to that wire. They're bringing it forward, and this probably happened, although we don't have like the exact time lapse of this. I bet you that tooth came forward pretty quick, like within a few weeks. It comes back. It comes really quickly. I'm going to pause it again here. You can see that there's this metal kind of lace tie underneath or over the wire. It looks like it's over the wire in this one. We use this as well sometimes, and you do this so that the teeth won't spread apart. You rarely use it to actually close teeth. You just actually use it so the teeth won't spread apart. So we use this a lot at our office too, and that is a great way to, instead of using power chains, because you don't want to keep using power chains because they kind of get dirty, this is just easier to keep clean. And so that's why we use it, and they use it something similar. So let's keep it rolling. So these teeth are starting to straighten up. There's still a tooth, looks like on the top right, that's not fully in there. I'm going to pause it again here. You could see I just kind of went by just quickly, but I may back it up in this video, that the patient was wearing rubber bands only on the left side, only on their left side. I'm probably going to answer this here at the end, but why do you think they were only wearing it on the left side? Only on the left side. Think about it. All right, let's keep going. Okay, so these teeth are starting to get nice and straight. There's still an open coil spring on the top right side. Again, rubber bands only on the left side. I wonder why. You can start to see these teeth starting to line up a bit. Look at the midlines, they're pretty off. The lower midline is to the left side quite a bit. Now we got some rubber bands on both sides. The midlines are starting to line up really nice and pretty. Everything's starting to look pretty darn good. And here are the results. And oh my gosh, these teeth are looking outstanding. And boom, braces off. This is such a cool case. I'm going to pause it, and that's the video there. I love watching this because you can see the progression from the start to finish, how crooked the teeth were to how pretty they went. And it does not look like they took out any teeth that I can see, but maybe they actually did. If I look back in those earlier ones, they may have taken out teeth. But I love the progression of this because you can see what we need to do in order to get the teeth straight. They use something called open coil springs, which open up the space to bring the teeth forward. You can see the progression of the wires. The initial wire was pretty darn thin. As you progress and as these teeth get straighter and straighter, you use thicker and thicker wires. And you got to see that there was rubber bands only on the patient's left side. And I gave you a hint in why they actually only wore it on the left side. and that was because of the midlines. If you look close, the top midline was here, and the lower midline was off to the left. If the lower midline is off to the left, they're going to wear something called Class 2 rubber bands only on the left side. And I have tons of videos about rubber bands, so if you want to inquire more, just go to those videos, and that's going to make more sense on why that patient was specifically only wearing it on one side. And you can see at the end, they kind of switched up. They may have done both sides, or maybe one side, or a triangle. But the midlines ended up being really nice and pretty at the end, and that's only because that patient must have done a really good job of wearing their rubber bands. So there you have it, guys. I'm doing a little more of these videos where I like to show the before and after and the progression and how they got to this perfect, beautiful smile. If you want to see more of these videos, please let me know. Or if you want more informational videos, let me know about that too. And as you know, I'm putting out videos every single week, and I'm trying my best to answer all your questions and comments below. So please subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week.